Stephanie, I hope you don't mind. Stephanie used some profanity. And then I was not too far behind Stephanie, so I caught up to her and I used even more profanity. Because
Sorry,
I'm just
Mom.
going to keep it real, y'all. I'm just
Sorry,
going to keep
Mom.
it real because what we were witnessing was, in my opinion, one of the best performances of like that I've seen on this show, period.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like iconic, like I'll remember this.
Mm-hmm.
That's a double shake. That's a double shake, y'all. Welcome to the Pitchy Podcast. We are your hosts, James
and Stephanie.
Here on the Pitchy Podcast, we are passionate.
That's why we here.
Good music.
Mm-hmm.
And what, Stephanie?
A great vocal.
We'll use the vehicle of NBC's The Voice to give you our take and our feedback on each contestant. And we'll give you the feedback of their voice and their overall performance. Here on the Pitchy Podcast, we'll keep it 100 with our feedback and critiques of each contestant's vocal and overall performance. But what we're never here to do is come for anyone's character, any contestant as a human being. While we may come off a little pitchy at times, if you know what I mean, we'll always speak our truths in love, kindness, and respect. And with that, what a night of battles. I'm calling it a battles because it's like sudden death. So it's sudden death and it's live. So, but I felt that tonight was like, it was the ultimate fight. Me and Stephanie think that someone, like, there was only one person, in my opinion, in Stephanie's opinion, I believe, that walked away from the fight. Everyone else died. Everyone else is gone. Because this was the dirtiest of night fights. One of the dirtiest battles. Like, I have not seen a save like this since Kike. I have not seen a sudden death sing like this since Kike.
Since Kike
came with the weekend stuff. I haven't seen
both weekends.
Yeah,
both weekends.
Both of his saves were the weekends.
Well, I
have not seen anything like that since what Kike did.
That's right.
So, and that was a few seasons ago.
Yes.
All right. So, let's get down to it. We started off the night. Oh, you know what? Let me tell you something, Stephanie.
Mm-hmm.
Chance the Rapper, because he's still pretty young, right? He's like in his mid-30s, I think.
Something like that,
Chance the Rapper. And you and I are of a different hip-hop generation, right?
Yes.
We can say this now, us being in our 40s. We're just of a different hip-hop generation. We are not of, and I'm just going to call it what I know it as, but I know some of y'all might come for me. I'm not, and Stephanie is not of the mumble rap generation.
No.
Okay?
No.
And I know that there is a place, rap has evolved, I think, but we are of the generation where rappers were very articulate and you caught what they were saying. And a lot of rappers are really talking about something.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I appreciate about Chance.
Loved it. Chance,
you knew something was coming. Because Chance, every season he's been on this, when he did Same Drugs 2 seasons ago,
right?
And he came back this season, and like the set, him on the rooftop. I mean, it's just quintessential Chance the Rapper, and he's just remind you the tsunami of a talent that he is. I loved it.
Right. I loved how accessible he made this performance, because even though I think that I could have understood every word that he was saying without seeing words, there were words and lyrics in the middle of the screen so that everybody could understand what he was saying. And I loved that because it made all that he was saying, again, very accessible to everybody. And it showed that he was really talking about something. And I was sitting there like, yo, I can relate. I can relate. I got that auntie. I got that neighbor. I've been to that kind of party. It was really, really cool. I love the song and I love the performance.
Yeah, he's a star. He's
Yeah,
just stopping by, as we often say.
that's
Um,
right.
and I just love his artistry. I really, really,
Yes.
really do. All
Yeah.
right, so we got some business to get down to. So
Well, can
Stephanie,
can we can we touch on Anita? Anita was the second performance in the cage.
I didn't catch it. I'm sorry.
You didn't need to catch it. I wish I hadn't have caught it. I,
When I
I
realized who it wasn't, see, I thought it was my girl who sings Water
oh
at
no,
first.
that's Tyler.
Tyler. I thought it
No,
was Tyler at first. And I was like,
no,
and I was like, mm-mm.
no. That's
Because I
my
started late and I wanted to get in. Make me sweat.
baby
Make me
said me
70,
water.
my 70 almost 8-year-old father, that's his jam.
No,
Okay,
no,
y'all?
no, no.
Like, that's my dad.
Daddy over there. Make me
My dad was in
water.
the car. I was driving my dad the other day. We were going to the airport, picking my brother up from the airport, and my dad pulled out his smartphone and he Shazammed that song when it came on the radio. And my dad will be 78 in August, okay?
Oh my god, I'm done. I'm done. I can see it. And
Anything
baby
Afrobeat, my
water.
father loves. Like, he just loves it.
Listen.
Just loves it.
So I was hanging with Miss Anita in the first song because it had a nice little beat, kind of like Water. It had a nice little beat.
Right,
The dancers wasn't doing too much,
right,
and I mean that in a good way. They wasn't doing too much. It
right.
was it was all right. I was questioning the whole cage setup, but I was like, all right, I can get past that. You get to the next song, Lose Your Breath, and this is when I felt old, and I was like, oh, what is the rating on this show? Because this is not appropriate. I would not have felt
Oh, that's
comfortable.
Destiny's Child, Lose Your Breath.
No, it was not. It was not. I would not have felt comfortable letting my daughter sit there and watch that. Truly. And I'm not
8
that
o'clock, right?
prudish. This is it. And I'm not that prudish. You know what I mean?
No,
I'm not.
no, not hardly.
But
I
but
think
I was
I
like,
considered like liberal Christians. we
truly,
we not
truly.
we love the Lord.
No,
Don't get us
yeah,
wrong.
love the Lord. And when it comes to my kids, there are stricter perimeters, but
Of course.
I would hope that I would allow her to watch The Voice and not have to cover up her eyes because some of the dancing and gyrating going on was just a little bit too much for
Very
8 o'clock PG show. So anyway, just wanted to touch on that real quick.
Okay.
Let us
Having
know in the
said that,
comments what y'all thought. Y'all
I
let your
thought you
kids
were about to
watch
say Anita Baker
Anita.
came on the show. I said,
Listen.
you mean she showed up for this
With
one?
all my heart. Yeah, she showed up for this one.
When Anita Baker was on this show, I had to stop and call
I just caught
Stephanie.
what you said. She showed up for that one.
I'm trying to get that bone. Okay. Anyway.
All right, let's get
So,
to
Stephanie,
it.
let's get down to business.
All right.
Who was the first artist that was saved?
Okay, before I tell y'all who was saved, let me let y'all know. Now, I don't remember last week. Y'all will have to remind me in the comments. But I did notice this week, James, they let them wear new stuff.
Oh, yeah,
They did not have to wear their sweaty outfits from the night before.
Oh,
I know last season that they did. I know it because I can remember thinking, oh, they must have dry cleaned them things real quick. But they
right.
let them wear new outfits
Overnight
tonight.
dry
So
cleaners.
come on, budget. All
Come
right.
on, budget. Come on, Chloe.
All right. So let's get to the results. And these were again spread out over about a half hour, but I will read them in the order that they were given. The first artist saved was Karen
Waldrop.
Yes.
Sang her face off.
Yes,
she
she
was
did.
one of the ones we said last night. She's just passing through. Superstar passing through. She had a superstar performance last night. She really did.
Yes, she did. Next up was Nathan Chester. I was like,
of course,
we get to see
he
Nathan.
Better be in the finals.
Better be.
After that performance.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So next up was Josh Sanders.
Of course. And one thing that we can't deny, and I don't want to say that's like the 800-pound gorilla in the room, because it's not, because it's been going on for years, is the primary demographic for this show are country and Western music lovers and
Yes.
aficionados. The thing that I appreciate, though, is these just aren't your run-of-the-mill country and Western singers.
Right.
Okay? These are the top level.
Yes.
They should already have career singers
Right.
in this genre.
Right.
So I'm not mad at all.
No, not at all. Not
Even
at all.
though I know it's a TV show, and I know this is something that we've come to expect on shows like The Voice. I'm not mad that Karen and Josh made it through, because they deserve to make it through.
They deserve it 1000%.
Yeah.
Yes. And our last, for now, our fourth member of our top 5 in the finals was Asher Havan.
Yes.
Yes.
Asher took a big risk last night, but Asher's just that good. He's also with the right judge, so he's going to get the fan base of Reba McEntire, and he's just that good. All I'm going to say is this, Stephanie, and everyone who watches that is still in this show. If you wanted to vote him out, you should have done it. Because what I believe Asher is going to bring next week, I mean, y'all are going to be on the wings, because we've talked to previous contestants over the years, over the seasons, year and almost 2 years. Wow.
Yeah.
Over the years, I guess we're going to say now. And they said that there were some contestants over the years, like Kim Cruz, and where people would just stand in the wings. These are contestants that were still on the show and just shake their head in disbelief.
Yeah.
Like, I can't do anything.
That's right. That's right.
So, what I have a feeling Asher's going to bring next week, I think he is going to it's just going to be a fire hose.
And the one thing that I do want to do is I want to reshape something that you said. I want to reshape what you said, and when you said that he took a risk last night. He didn't take a risk. He didn't take a risk.
You didn't think so?
No, because he didn't choose that song. To take a risk. To take a risk, you have to make a calculated choice. Okay? He didn't choose that song. So, despite and I do not know this for fact, but I am using my context clues, and I'm using all the knowledge that I have about this show and what I do know to say that I am 99% sure that Asher did not pick that song for himself. Like, totally.
Because I'm going to tell you one thing. If we get Luther next week, the competition's over.
Stop.
If we get any Luther Vandross next week.
Don't you remember you come around me, baby.
I'm waiting for it, Asher. Friend of the show. We love you. We really do love you. Asher, if you give us Luther next week, I'm going to be no good. And neither will she.
Here and now. So despite
never too much, never too much, never too much, never too much.
If he
1,000 kisses. A chair is still a chair.
No.
All right, we gotta go on. We gotta.
All right, let's.
We gotta move on.
Ooh, okay.
It's a goofy week for the Pitchy Podcast. We're just having a ball, y'all. We're just having a ball. No substance abuse, no alcohol, no drugs. We're just happy. That's all. So it's a great week.
We mean what we say in our opening. We are passionate about good music and a great vocal. We really, really are. We really are. So that left to sing in our instant save performances, Serenity, Tae Lewis, Bryan Olesen, Madison Curbelo, and Maddi Jane. So
let me just stop right there for a second, Stephanie. I was just thinking about something. You
mhm,
know, for so long, I thought the deadliest cut was the Jump to Lives.
right.
I think the semifinal cut. I'm gonna recant that statement, and I'm gonna say I think the semifinal cut is
This
the
is it.
deadliest cut
You're absolutely right. I agree.
because
This is rough.
I could have named 2 to 3 people that should be in the finals.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, and we'll talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So first off, before we get in, do we need to discuss anything else?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay. So let's go jump in. Wow. Okay. First, I'm going to say is Miss Serenity, because of you, girl, friend. Like the fact that you chose this song,
Yes.
you are 17 years young. Singing
Yes.
because of you, Kelly Clarkson. I said, girl, you better do it. And the great thing is when you get to this round, it's like you got to go for broke.
That's right.
Win, lose, or draw. You got to go
That's
for
right.
broke.
That's right.
Whether if you crash and burn, so to speak, or
Mhm.
soar, when you just got to lay it all on the line. And
That's
I
right.
felt that for the most part, everyone did.
Yes.
I thought that I didn't realize how rangy this song was, but you know, it's the Kelly Clarkson.
It's Kelly
singing.
Clarkson.
I thought it was a little low for her in the start.
Mm-hmm.
When she brought it up, it was great.
Mm-hmm.
Stephanie, you know, Stephanie and I have a mutual friend associate that we don't sing with anymore, that we used to sing with, that I used to get a lot of my vocal advice from.
Mm-hmm.
And this is probably one of the most talented singers I know. Performers, not just singer, just actress, dancer, singer, whatever. True triple threat. And she would always tell me, when you are in an audition, because The Voice is just a giant audition, week in, week out, it's a giant
Mm-hmm.
audition.
Mm-hmm.
She would tell me what, Stephanie? She said, when you are in an audition, you need to sing a song that you can sing. She would use the term half dead.
Half did.
And I felt that if Serenity did not have the nerves or just the whole moment, I think she would have blown it out of the water. Serenity obviously has the vocal to sing because of you.
Yeah.
But I just feel like with this particular performance, nerves played a part. I finally saw
Yes.
the 17-year-old.
Yeah.
I was like, well, because the whole season, I was like, where is it? Where is she?
Right.
Where is that
Right.
17-year-old girl? Because she
Right.
is. And I love what Chance said.
Oh,
He said,
yes.
you are in a grown-up competition.
That's right. That's
And
right.
the way you have handled yourself,
That's right.
the way you have just, you're a star.
Yeah.
And I just felt like this was a huge undertaking to sing a song like this. Going forward, anybody that watches the Pitchy Podcast, if you're on The Voice, if you're you got to be able to sing. In this situation where you don't know if you're going to make it through or not,
That's right.
you got to sing and be able to sing a song so cold, half dead.
Right.
That you can sing it down even on your worst day.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
Stephanie.
Yeah, I don't have much to add to what James said. Because it's everything that you said, I feel as well. And it's funny. I was happy to see 17. She should have nerves. This is a huge moment. And the fact, the note that I wrote and put an exclamation point next to was poise. Because she got up there and she was poised. And not only did she sing the song, she delivered it and she performed it. And I was just so proud of her. I was so proud of her. And I was happy to see the humanity in her, to get emotional after it was finished and to get emotional hearing what Chance had to say and speaking afterwards and all that, because that's the human response. And especially if somebody that young having to be put in this position that, you know, she put herself, not that she put herself in the bottom, but that she put herself in this competition to have something being in the bottom as a possibility of happening. And I think that she handled it with all the grace and all the poise. And just like Chance said, she should be very, very, very proud of herself.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
What an incredible body of work you presented, Serenity,
Mm-hmm.
like throughout
Yes.
this season.
Absolutely.
And again, I love how we were reminded she went from a no-chair turn from a previous season to a 4-chair turn.
Come on.
And
Absolutely.
has proven that 4-chair turnness the entire season.
That's right.
Brava, young lady, brava.
Absolutely.
Okay. Next we had Tae. And what did Tae sing?
Tae sang Wanted by Hunter Hayes.
The confidence. That's the first word I wrote. That just exudes from this young man.
Mm-hmm.
It is a marvel, in my opinion, as Stephanie and I are both singers ourselves, it is a marvel to see the confidence. You would have never known that Tae was in a sudden death situation.
Right.
The way he performed. I said, Tae has that crowd in the palm of his hand.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I said, I just love the upper extension of this man's voice. I also love, again, how Tae will give you straight melody.
Yeah.
On the first half, but the back half, watch out, because the tsunami is coming.
It's coming.
The hurricane, the Category 5 hurricane is coming.
That's right.
He always lets it go on the back half of a song. I think he always flawlessly constructs his song.
Yeah.
This was quintessential Tae.
That's right.
Tae he is one of the most consistent performers, has been this entire season.
Yes.
He's given you in my opinion, top 5 the
whole season. Absolutely.
The entire season, without a doubt. Stephanie.
I think that I was most impressed with this performance because I could tell as the results were being read, Tae was stressed. He was stressed. They were all stressed, but with him being in the he was visibly stressed, especially being in the bottom last week. So to come out and do a performance like this, where just as you said, if you were to watch the performance in isolation and not know it was for sudden death, you would never know it was for sudden death because it was that confident and that strong of a performance. Quintessential Tae, just like you said. It was funny because after he finished and Carson, told him great job or whatever, he was like, here we are again. And it's so funny because like this whole time I've been thinking like he reminds me of Kevin Hart. And he really did, like this week especially because he wasn't wearing his hat and you could see more of his face. I was like, that sounds like just like what Kevin Hart would say. Here we are again. But
why not break the tension?
Why not break the tension? Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That's a great way of looking at it. Mm-hmm.
Great job, Tae.
Yes.
Awesome job, sir.
Yes.
Awesome job this entire season.
This whole season.
So impressed.
Mm-hmm.
So impressed. The only thing that I'm disappointed, Tae, is I didn't get my country D'Angelo. And I was hoping you'd be the one. But I'm just kidding. No, but for real, incredible job. I'm going to get it.
Yes.
Stephanie is going to have to stop and call me screaming because it's going to come.
It's going to come. It's going to come.
All right. Next is Mr. Bryan Olesen. Will the real Bryan Olesen please stand up? Please stand up. Please stand up. Viva la vida.
Yeah.
Coldplay.
I
said, and this is it. I said, this is Bryan's sweet spot. Listen to how good he sounds on this song. 0 pitch issues. Just singing his face off, which we always knew Bryan to do. Bryan had a few rough weeks there, but Bryan is that good that he could have a few rough weeks and still find himself in the final.
Come on.
I love what Bryan did before we went into the part that everyone sings along to at this song. I guess would that be the chorus, even though there are no words?
I would say it's the bridge.
The bridge? Okay. So Bryan said, look, this is my last chance. I'm paraphrasing, but this is what he
Yes.
said. He says, someone needs y'all to sing with me.
Yeah. He was
But
like,
he didn't
would
do
you?
it apologetically. Like, he did it like, I'm kind of talking it kind of sheepish and apologetic, but no. He was like,
No.
look, this is my last chance. I need y'all to sing with me. Y'all know this part. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. He was like, would y'all give me this moment and sing this song with me?
Give
And I was just
me
like,
this moment. You better take it, sir. Bryan said, look, I don't have as many summers as some of these young people. In fact, I'm old enough to be some of these people's grandfather.
no.
If we're talking truth, if we're
Great.
talking truth, he is. If you start,
Yeah. He could. Yeah.
Serenity
Serenity
17.
17. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
He said, look, I don't have as many summers left. Not saying Bryan is old, because he's not, but he's like, this is my last chance. I'm going for this. I'm going for broke.
Yeah.
I said, we say in the church, left it on the altar, because that's what Bryan did. He left it all on the stage or the altar.
Did. Yes,
I
he
said,
did.
this was, in my opinion, by far one of his, if not his best performance of the season. Maybe his Blind is the only other performance I can think of.
Mm-hmm.
That I was like,
His performance with Nathan was really good too.
oh yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Bryan Olesen, y'all.
Yeah.
Perfect song for sudden death. Song choice, Stephanie. How many years have we been preaching song choice? Especially in a sudden death situation.
All of them. Every season. I wrote the same thing. Great, perfect song choice. And after the performance, I wrote perfect. Here's what was particularly impressive to me. Because if I think of the original, Chris Martin, when Chris Martin sings it, the part where he says, for some reason I can't explain. So Chris usually goes into his falsetto. What Bryan do? Bryan sang that thing with his whole chest. I was so impressed because that's one of the highest parts of the song, and the confidence of which he sang that with, I was like, oh my, this was excellent.
How on earth were you not the front man of your band? Like, how on earth were you the guitar player? I don't get it.
He won't be no more. Not in this season. It was excellent. Like you said, it was most definitely my favorite performance of his by himself this season.
Yeah.
And can I just crystallize for y'all, not that y'all don't remember, this is not only LIVE live, but this is live in an instant save where you are singing for your life. And that is what this man was able to give in that high pressure of a situation. One of the best performances of his entire season.
You know what was crazy? I just thought about that, and I guess I didn't notice it until Bryan performed, but instant saves is done on a blank bare stage.
Oh, you don't get no production. Not really. You might get a little bit in the background. You get a screen, because I remember Maddi had a screen in the background that was really pretty.
Okay.
I do Maddi Jane. I'm sorry, Maddi Jane. I remember hers in particular. But here's the thing, James. I don't really notice it. Hers is the only one, because I would have yes and amen that like completely. But I do remember Maddi Jane's. But it is so bare on that stage, to your point, that even if there is something on the screen, it's not taking your attention away from the artist. So really all eyes are on you. Not even the band members are on the stage with them.
No.
Or BGVs.
Nope. All right. Incredible job. All right, so our next performance was Madison. And saying, I would say one of the most famous, there's probably, you can make 5 albums of the most famous Michael Jackson songs, but I would say this is like my brother always breaks Michael Jackson. Like you got the Jackson 5 era, you got
Right.
the disco era, which is off the
Right.
wall. You
Yes.
got the
You got
I
the rock
forget
era.
the rock era, the Quincy Jones. Then you got the New
Yeah.
Jack Swing era, which was
Mm-hmm.
bad. And then, which I believe this album was on bad. And
This
this
record.
song, this
Mm-hmm.
record was on bad. This is one of
True.
his probably biggest global songs because the song had such an incredible message in
Yeah.
Man in the Mirror.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you, um, this song is hallowed ground to me. And I think it is to a lot of people. I said this about Madison last night. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to kind of double down on a song. She has sung a lot of like iconic songs,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like in Yesterday and uh, what else did
Last
she
night, the
do?
Cindy, Time After
Time
Time.
After Time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about like old songs that got some history on them, like 30 plus,
Classics.
right?
Classics.
30
Mm-hmm.
plus.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't, in my opinion, this is again my opinion. I can only speak for me. I cannot speak for Stephanie. Michael Jackson is something you don't want to steer off of as far as
Mm-hmm.
melody. Michael Jackson wrote some of the greatest melodies of all time,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion. And because Michael Jackson was a Motown kid. And
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion, some of the greatest melodies in pop music came out of the Motown era and the Motown songwriting. So that's
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jackson's foundation. So you take a song like Man in the Mirror, I can honestly say this, and this is no shade. Madison is insanely talented. This is no shade. I just didn't really get that she was singing Man in the Mirror because of the liberties that she was taking with the melody.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's
It was
that's the best way. It was distracting.
It was distracting.
And I know that is Madison's thing, right? And as Stephanie said, she loved it last night.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't care for it too much because Stephanie knows that I'm a purist when it comes to especially classics and iconic songs. But
Right.
I love what she did on Yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
it is just your preference. But as I told Stephanie, I text Stephanie, I said, no, 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 no. This is hallowed ground. You don't mess with the Man in the Mirror. I need some melody. And again, if she would have, I'm gonna make a change for once in my life. Everyone knows that melody so well, Stephanie. It is ingrained
Yes.
in our brains for people who know that song.
Yeah.
Anyone over 25, I think, knows this song.
Yeah.
You better. So
Better.
that was my issue. It's not that Madison doesn't sing well because she can sing.
Mm-hmm.
She's got one of the strongest voices, but I just did not like what was done with it, melodically. Stephanie,
Right. So I have to agree with you tonight, James. And it's for the fact that
do you love this song? By the way,
do I?
are you a fan? We've never discussed Michael, which is weird. I don't think we've ever discussed. You said, "Don't you go there tonight? Don't
I'm
you do it?
I
Don't
almost
you do
feel
it,
half
James?"
offended. I almost feel half offended that you would
I
ask
know.
me
I
that
just,
question.
we're just feeling a little
You know
different.
what? I don't think that we have ever talked about Michael, especially in the context of the show, because only one
Because it's
person has done.
rarely done, right? Michael's rarely done.
Omar is the only person I can offhand remember doing Michael, and that's how it should be.
Which is the
Because
same album that Man in the Mirror was on when he did The Way You Make Me Feel. Same album.
that's right. That's right. Because hashtag it's Michael.
Right.
My problem with this song, with this performance, and with the choices that she made is because her choices, especially at the very beginning of the song, took me completely out of the song. Like,
Yeah.
it was so different that it was like, oh,
What you singing?
what? And that first line is, oh, God, like, it's so iconic. It's so iconic. And it's
And it's
so,
so simplistically
and
iconic,
it's
right?
so, thank you. It's so simplistically iconic that you do make it almost a different song when you do as much to it as what she did. And what she continued to do with the first beginning verse of that song, it was so different that it was more, they weren't ornamentations, it was like clear melodic changes. And I'm sorry, you can't do that to Michael. And I was trying to think of, okay, well, what could she have done, right? Even if she wanted to change up that first line, the only thing I could think of is like just taking a little bit more of a breath at the end of, or a beat at the end of the first line. I'm gonna make a change for once in my life. Something
Right.
like that,
Right.
something like that to just make it a
Right.
little bit different without like changing it. It was distracting because it took me out of what the song was, and it made me question, is this the same song that I know? And then when she got to the chorus, she sang that pretty straight, and that
She did.
surprised me. I was like,
She did.
wow, she kind of flipped what we would have preferred for her to do as far as making melodic choices and adding ornamentations to it. So
And
yeah.
maybe it would have been more effective if
Mm-hmm.
she would have made it too, like, if she would have done this not in a sudden death situation, right? So,
Yeah.
because to me, this is like
Yeah.
Michael Jackson's, this is like a gospel song that Michael wrote, right?
Oh.
So when Michael, in the back half of this song, when the choir comes in,
Mm-hmm.
like, that's what you need for this song.
And to add on to this point, when you are in an instant save, you are selling to America. You can't confuse America.
No.
This is the time. This is the time. If you ever gonna sing anything that we will call kind of karaoke and just sing it, just sing the song as is, this is the time
It
to
is.
do it,
That's a very
because
good note,
you're
Stephanie.
gonna kind of mess with
It's a
America
damn good
if
note.
you make melodic choices that they don't care for. They are more likely not going to vote for you than voting for you because, wow, you sang that really iconic song really, really well. You know what I mean? So this is not the time to necessarily play, especially with the classics when you're in an
Yeah.
instant save.
Yeah. But Madison, you can sing.
Yes,
Girl,
you
you can
can.
sing.
Yes, you
And you
can.
know what? I applaud you for taking a risk, because this was,
Yes.
you stay true to you. That's the
Yes.
thing that I
Yeah,
can appreciate about Madison. She's always stayed true to
absolutely.
her artistry.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
All right. So our final save for the night was Maddi Jane. And if you all remember at the top of the show, Stephanie and I were shaking our head. Like, we were still shaking our head
10
from this
minutes after.
performance. Like,
Yeah.
from this performance. So what did she sing, Stephanie?
She sang I'll Never Love Again by Lady Gaga.
Well, this was the song from
Yes.
the movie, right?
Yes.
After he
Yes.
died.
Yes. Yes.
It, what's crazy is that, Maddi Jane has been the most consistent, in my opinion, performer of this
Mm-hmm.
season.
Mm-hmm.
From the audition to tonight,
Mm-hmm.
Maddi Jane has given us all of her.
Mm-hmm.
She's given us, in my opinion, consistently the best show.
Mm-hmm.
She's given us one of the best, if not the top 3 vocal.
Yes.
And I'm talking about every week.
Yes, yes,
Everything.
yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Everything.
Yes,
She
yes,
has
yes.
been in my top 2 or 3 vocal.
You
2,
sound you sound
mostly
like you're
2,
bragging. You sound like you're bragging. Like she's
mostly 2,
been in mine. No. It's true. It's true. It's
mostly
true.
2.
It's true. It's true. It's true. Yeah, it's true.
So Stephanie was slightly ahead of me. Let's break it down. Stephanie was slightly ahead of me, and Stephanie, I hope you don't mind. Stephanie used some profanity, and then I was not too far behind Stephanie, so I caught up to her, and I used even more profanity because
Sorry,
I'm just
Mom.
going to keep it real, y'all. I'm just going to
Sorry,
keep it
Mom.
real because what we were witnessing was, in my opinion, one of the best performances of that I've seen on this show, period.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like iconic, like I'll remember this.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the ones I cannot wait to get off recording this podcast and going back and listening to. What's crazy, what threw me off is because of Maddi was wearing kind of like a pop princess
Yeah.
outfit, right? And then I said last night, I said, Maddi she's going to steal your lunch
Mm-hmm.
money. And Stephanie, I think, followed it up with, and not even care, not even have
Yeah.
any
She ain't gonna say
rewards for it.
sorry. She ain't gonna say
She's not going
sorry.
to say about it. No. She just stole my lunch money for the school year,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
And then she stole my best friend's lunch money too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It was I didn't even take notes, you all, because I just was sitting there just in awe. Just when I think Maddi Jane, vocally,
Right.
I was like, okay, this is what Maddi can do.
Right.
Maddi is one of the great vocalists, great pop vocalists.
Yeah.
And I'm not even talking about her performance because it's just
Right.
so far high level of a performer.
Right.
But vocally, week in and week out, she tops herself.
Mm-hmm.
And she's already my 1 or 2.
Mm-hmm.
And she's topping herself. And then you have the nerve to do, young lady, what you did tonight on a save on a freaking sudden death live show?
Mm-hmm.
It can't be explained.
Mm.
It cannot be explained. The emotion, the attack, the skill, and Lord, the run. Maddi, I will remember that run. Girl, you invented a run. You invented a run. You're like Jasmine Sullivan, like Chris Stapleton, invention of runs. What was that you did at the end of that song? And Maddi, I know you watch, so we love you. But what the heck? Yeah, I'm not going to cuss on this podcast because Stephanie's going to have to edit it out. What in the heck was that run that you did at the end that Stephanie is still squirming around in her chair over? I don't even know what that was. I don't even know what that was, girl. I don't even know what that was. You are a superstar. Don't you let anyone tell you are not. And I really pray, hope, and pray you get fantastic representation. And I hope that we see you because you are a supernova, undeniable talent. I rarely say this. I rarely say when somebody is an undeniable talent.
That's right. That's
Maddi
right.
Jane, you had the Pitchy podcast from the day you walked onto
That's
that
right.
show.
That's
And you
right.
still have us. And you're always going to have us, Maddi. You are a superstar. Stephanie.
I have been shaking my head for the past hour,
Hour?
and I'm gonna have to take some. I'm gonna have to take some Tylenol because I can't stop shaking my head. So you said that you could not. I forget exactly how you phrased it, but basically, you can't put to words or you don't know what it is with Maddi. Like, yeah, what is it? It's unexplainable. No, I can explain it for you. You want to know what we saw on that stage? We saw surrender and we saw freedom on that stage. That's exactly what we saw. Okay? Okay? Because how else can you get up on that stage?
Gave him the glory.
Oh, I'm going to get there. 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 The only way that you can be able to offer what you offered on that stage tonight, with the confidence, with the security, with the clarity, with the control, with the excellence, with the beauty, with the power, with the presence, with everything that you had and everything that you offered, is total surrender and total freedom. The couple of notes that I wrote was clinic. How you giving a vocal clinic during an instant save? The holleration of it all. The energy of it all. The come on choice of it all. And literally, I screamed during the entire last run. I went from ooh to like I literally called out. I said, Maddi! And then she did something else and I was like it was nuts. What I want to say also is that you heard what Maddi said, didn't you? Did you hear what she said?
Oh, I heard
it. She said, seek ye first.
Thursday!
She said on this national platform on NBC.
Giving God glory. Nope.
She said, you better seek him first. I'm going to seek him first and everything else will be open to me. I want you to know that Bryan, you already know, Bryan was a part of a very popular and very successful Christian band, and he has given God the glory on his socials. I want to come and let you know that Miss Karen, Miss Waldrop, I seen you today giving him glory, posting up Philippians 4:13. You can do all things through Christ. I want to come to let you know that Asher Havan has not heard a secular song till he was 28 years old. And let me tell you why, because he was listening to that good gospel in Selma, Alabama. And all of that Holy Spirit is radiating through his vocal cord. I'm coming to let y'all know that NBC's The Voice, okay? The Lord has got a hold of The Voice, because season in and season out, we have Jesus followers who are telling us, artists on this show that are telling us that they are Jesus followers, and who will let them know on their socials, and who will be bold enough to let them know on that stage who they follow. So I'm coming to let NBC's The Voice know, y'all are really close to not being called NBC's The Voice. Y'all are really close to being called NBC's The All. Okay, because all keeps flowing all over the stage.
Those of you that do not know, OIL, oil.
Or if you know that it's OIL, you know that it's OII. Okay, I'm gonna let y'all know the all keeps flowing on this NBC's The Voice stage, and it is not a coincidence. It is not a coincidence. So get ready, NBC. Y'all don't know the platform that y'all have created, and y'all might not know who y'all letting on that stage, but he getting glory through The Voice.
Always will.
He always will.
If you don't know, then you know.
Hallelujah.
What a way to end it. Yeah, she left it there.
Yes, she did.
It's still permeating on that stage.
Yes, it is.
It's still there. Everybody had to I can't step on this stage. Maddi Jane just saying, I can't do it. Can't do it.
Right.
And Cam said, girl, you the best.
You the best. You the best.
Okay. So, let's get to our results.
So there was, out of these 5 wonderful artists, only one was going to move through.
Travesty.
It is.
Not the results. Travesty that only one of them got to move forward.
It sucks. I'm gonna say it. It sucks because excellence after excellence, especially in these instant saves. So after America had a chance to vote, they chose for Bryan
Bryan
to go
Olesen.
through.
I thought
I ain't mad
Bryan
at
was,
it.
Bryan was very well deserving.
I ain't mad at it.
I'm not mad at it at all. Bryan was one of the people, in my opinion, that gave his best performance of the
Yes.
season. One
Yes.
of the best performances of the
Yes.
season. And he
Yes.
picked the right song.
Yes.
And I thought it was smart for him to say, hey, y'all, if I'm going home, let's do this.
Let's do it.
Give me some
Absolutely.
love.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You got to go out on top. You got to.
Mm-hmm.
So you can walk away if you are indeed walking away, Madison, Serenity, Tae, and Maddi Jane. If you are walking away, you got to walk away proud.
That's right.
Because
That's right.
as all of you all know, not many people get this opportunity.
That's
and
right.
as we have spoken to many of previous contestants on this show, this is just a platform, even
Oh, yeah.
for the winners.
That's
It's
right.
what you do with the platform that you
That's
have
right.
been blessed with. Not
Yes.
given. Well, yes, given.
Yes.
But blessedly, I'm going to make up a word. Blessedly given. Yeah, you got to run with it.
Absolutely.
And we are saying, and let me just tell you, I know a lot of y'all were friends with people from the previous season. Y'all, they're working.
Oh, they're working hard. Y'all know. Y'all see them. Y'all see them. They working.
They globetrotting. They hustling.
Yes,
and
they are.
to hustle.
Yes.
Because
yes.
you know what? All of you are insanely talented.
That's right.
And gifted.
That's right.
So awesome job, Bryan. I cannot wait to see you rock out in the finals. Dude, I know you are coming to not play. So everyone else, whoever would have made it through today, everybody needs to watch out, because you got to watch out for the hungry. The hungry ones are the ones you got to watch out for.
Absolutely.
They're the ones that don't care. They're just coming to eat, as they say. They're coming to eat.
That's right.
Oh, next week is going to be singing.
No, this I am super okay, and this is no hyperbole. I am. This is going to be one of the best ones we've seen, James.
It's going to be bloody.
Vocally, vocally.
How is the show topping itself every season?
And again, I will remind y'all, we will be transparent. We ain't have high hopes coming into 25. It was looking a little shaky. After 24.
And 23.
And 22. And 22. We was like, oh no. This liable to be one of the best finals vocally that we've had in a minute.
Asher, don't do it. Josh, don't hurt him.
Don't hurt him. Karen.
Let us have it.
Let it Bryan, go, girl.
You are a front man.
Yes.
Nathan.
Brother.
Just do it to it. Do you.
Do it to it. Do it to it.
Did I miss anybody?
No. Oh, this is going to be good. This going to be good.
It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy.
And I just to let you know, I think they're going to do what they did from last year. They're going to pick one up-tempo and one ballad.
Good.
So we're going to get a little bit of everything from them. So I'm excited.
Don't hurt them, y'all. Don't hurt us too much. Yes. We're getting up there in age. Don't hurt us. But really hurt us.
Please.
We can handle it.
We got it. We got it.
Good music and a great vocal.
That's right.
All right, Miss Stephanie.
Yes.
Until next week.
Yes.
I had a blast with you this week. I'm glad we got to do first reaction this week.
Yes.
There's always a different type of energy.
Yes.
Y'all, thank you for sticking with us.
Yes.
We are about to wrap up our 4th season, which is insane, of The Voice. And it has been an incredible, incredible ride. And thank you all for just your being loyal fans. And we love every one of you.
Yes.
Every last one of you.
Yes.
We wish we could thank all of you personally. And contestants, you know how we feel about you. We just, and it's not even the talent. We just love you as people. We really
Yes.
do. We really do. So thank you. Stephanie, tell them everything you hear.
So don't forget to follow and subscribe to the Pitchy Podcast on your favorite podcast platform so you can be the first to know when we drop a new episode. Also, check us out on YouTube. Search for The Pitchy Podcast and hit that subscribe button so you know when we drop a new video. And last, don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at The Pitchy Podcast for new episode alerts, episode clips, and so much more.
All right. Well, we'll see you for the finale, you all, next week.
Next week.
Same back time, same back channel.
That's right.
Bye, everybody.